All right, here we go. All right, the next 10 minutes uninterrupted basketball talk of what just happened last night in the NBA, in the 10-minute start right now. All righty, here we go. What a pretty good day in the NBA. We were really kind of looking forward to this Hornets Heat game, and it really kind of lived up to the hype. Real good game. But let's start here with the first one up here. Magic at the Raptors. Comes down right to the wire. Cole Anthony has a chance to win it, but look at this great defense. Let's set up the score right here. Raptors up 110, 109 over the Magic here. Cole Anthony gets the inbound, but great defense here by Gary Trent Jr. Poke the ball in the backcourt, and then he's got to heave up a desperation half-court three to try to win the game, and unfortunately, it does not fall for Cole Anthony. But this Gary Trent Jr. Norman Powell trade was really kind of puzzling going back to last season, and they were really kind of the same type of player. It was real kind of bizarre, but that the Blazers would make that trade when everything was kind of really cohesive during that stretch, and then they trade him for Norman Powell. But Gary Trent Jr., that trade started to kind of pay off for this Raptors team. He had a great game and had the game-winning defensive play. So let's start here with this Raptors team. Gary Trent Jr., 19 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. He was a minus 11 on the floor, but he got it done in the clutch time, so we got to give the man credit. A nice 1-point win here for this Raptors team. Fred VanVleet, 19 points, 6 assists, still not kind of doing as good as he's been doing the last kind of 2-3 seasons with this Raptors team, as we've kind of was seeing as, after the championship season for this Raptors team was starting to kind of progress. We kind of saw those kind of tier 2 players start to kind of go down a little bit overall in overall production, and Fred VanVleet is still kind of in this space where he's just kind of all right here. So once again, this Raptors team isn't anything special here, but they were able to get this win over this Magic team last night. Scotty Barnes, 21 points, led the team in scoring, 9 rebounds, pretty efficient, 64% on 14 shots. Unfortunately, was a minus 13 on the floor as well. And then we had anything good off the bench here. We got Delano Banton, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, a +4 on the floor. We'll take that in 22 minutes. So overall, the Raptors scrapped their way to a nice win here. And then with this Magic team, Cole Anthony just unfortunately comes up a little bit short. Like we saw, 24 points for the man, 5 assists. He was a +16 on the floor, the best plus-minus for this Magic team. And that's what we know. He is kind of their best player. But Mo Bamba truly stepped up big time in this game. 14 points, but 18 rebounds and 5 assists. Going against kind of Precious Achiuwa down low. Mo Bamba getting it done down there. So, real solid work here by this Magic starting lineup here. We had Terrence Ross with 9 points off the bench. Gary Harris with 11 points off the bench. So, solid production here by the Magic. Nothing great. Cole Anthony trying his damnedest to really kind of be the number one on this team to lead everybody else here. And he's doing a pretty decent job being competitive in most of the games, but we can't really expect this Magic team to win that many games as what we're seeing right now. But Raptors get the 1-point win, 110-109 over the Magic. Alrighty, Pacers at the Nets, the next game up here, and the Nets get the 105-98 win over the Pacers. Classic Pacers, keep the game close but lose in the end, and that is exactly what this Pacers team is. I mean, at some point, do they move off Domantas Sabonis? I mean, we know that this is kind of their best player on this team. They haven't really figured out how to build around him. I mean, this Pacers team has just been this average-ish, maybe slightly above average, but then doesn't win the games. I mean, we've been seeing the same thing for the Pacers for the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seasons, folks. What are we doing with Sabonis out here? He had 16 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. Classic Sabonis game. He was unfortunately a minus 23 on the floor. Miles Turner, 9 points, 9 rebounds. He was a plus 11 on the floor. So it's just, what are we doing here with this Pacers team? What are we doing with Sabonis? Is it time to kind of just move off of him and try to do something else? I don't even know what to say about this Pacers team. It's like they're just kind of irrelevant because we know they don't have any chance of really winning any meaningful games. This goes back to last season where, they just kind of missed out in the playoffs, in that kind of play-in tournament. They don't get any good, they don't win that, and they don't get into the playoffs and all that. So They've got some decent pieces off the bench. Jeremy Lamb, Torrey Craig, Brad Wanamaker's decent, but it still doesn't result in wins. I mean, Torrey Craig, 28 points, 11 rebounds off the bench, and they still can't win this game. They still can't put up 100 points in this game. So Pacers will Pacer. Truly unfortunate. The Nets with the nice win here. James Harden, struggling to get to the line because of the new kind of rule of calling fouls, driving layups, and all that. James Harden got to the line 19 times this game, and they win. He puts up 29 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. Great production there. Kevin Durant, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, doing his Kevin Durant thing out there. Efficient as heck, as always. LaMarcus Aldridge doing real solid work here early on in the season. We'll see how long he's able to keep this up. This is kind of what the Nets are truly hinging on now that, Kyrie Irving is probably not playing for the entire season. It's really how far is LaMarcus Aldridge going to take this team, because, if there's no LaMarcus Aldridge, you just have to kind of rely on Blake Griffin to be kind of the 5 here, the permanent 5, and I don't think they can go too far with Blake Griffin as kind of their main 5. So we'll see how far LaMarcus Aldridge. We know he's a little bit older in this league, so he's getting 28 minutes here real early on in the season. We can probably expect the time and the minutes and the production to kind of just a slight decline as the season progresses. We hope we don't see that. That's just kind of what we are probably expecting to see. And then Joe Harris, he hasn't really been that great so far this season, playing the 2 here. 9 points, 1 of 6 from the 3. When have we seen this by Joe Harris in multiple games like this? Hasn't really been the average or the consistent average Joe Harris that we love seeing. I mean, he was so great last season, always filling in, because last season, remember, James Harden, Kevin Durant, or Kyrie Irving, they got out to a little bit of a slow start, and really, not all 3 were all playing at the same time, and Joe Harris would step in and kind of be that third option for when one of the big 3 was not able to play. And unfortunately here, Kyrie Irving is not playing, so he has to kind of be the permanent 3, and he's just not getting that good production, but they are still decently winning games and being competitive. So if Joe Harris can kind of, turn it on and flip the switch here, I think that could be the key difference for this Nets team as well moving forward. So only time will tell. We'll see how they are going, but another win here for the Nets, 105-98 over the Pacers. And then we get the game that we were probably looking forward to the most last night, Hornets at the Heat. And man, oh man, both of these teams are legit, but this Heat team, folks, absolutely legit, and I'm all about it. So let's start talking about it. And the additions of PJ Tucker and Markieff Morris, folks, this is exactly what this Heat team needed, because we know PJ Tucker's a dog. If you go on Twitter, that video circulating around of, PJ Tucker talking about last season's Eastern Conference Finals when they were facing the Nets, and PJ Tucker was guarding Kevin Durant, and he was like, all right, Kevin Durant will drop 50 on me. I don't care, but I'm going to make him work for it. I'm going to keep bodying him. I'm going to keep playing that great defense on him. And I'm telling the other guys, hey, you take care of business on your man. Kevin Durant, he's going to score. He's going to score. Kevin Durant will score on anybody. He shot over LeBron James in the finals when he was with the Warriors. They're going to win the series. He can score over anybody because he's that pure of a shooter and that great of a talent on the basketball floor, and everybody knows that. PJ Tucker knows that, but he's going to make them work for it. How many shots is it going to take for Kevin Durant to get that 50 piece that they need, that Nets team needs to potentially win the game? And we saw, it went to 7. Kevin Durant, foot on the line, just this close of winning that series. But PJ Tucker's defense probably made that kind of slight inch difference in the end. So you got to give the man credit. So this Heat team, I mean, Jimmy Butler's always been a dog. He's always been kind of this hard hitting basketball player on the floor that is all about winning and competition. So we all knew Jimmy Butler was a dog, but now he's got PJ Tucker and Markieff Morris. I mean, this is a true dog culture here in Miami, and they're winning games. What do they only have 1 loss this season? And everything is just going right here. So this Miami Heat team, we loved them in the bubble. We didn't like them last season, but we're right back on loving what this Heat team is all about. And they are it's definitely Bucks Heat at the top of that Eastern Conference. I'm putting kind of the Nets number 3 just kind of overall so far early on in the season. I'm loving what we're getting here from the Heat. Jimmy Butler, 32 points on 63% shooting. Fantastic. 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Oh my goodness. PJ Tucker doing his thing, 2 points. He's not the scorer. So just creates more opportunity for Bam Adebayo to be aggressive down low, for Jimmy Butler to be aggressive as well. Once again, you got that good defender, and now it opens up the other offense for these other players because PJ Tucker is obviously not commanding the ball dominant, anything like that. Bam Adebayo doing real solid as well this season. 26 points, 19 rebounds, a plus 18 on the floor in 35 minutes. Sheesh, fantastic out here. Duncan Robinson, I still don't love him in the starting lineup. He's not the best shooter. I don't really love his three-point shooting. I don't think he's really been that good. He wasn't good last year. He was okay in the bubble, but he hasn't really returned to that form this season. I mean, 2 of 11 from 3, 10 points. He has some solid defense. That's kind of what his main role is a little in the starting lineup. I just don't know if he really should be in the starting lineup, but they're winning games, so I guess we can't knock it too much. Our 10 minutes is up, but we got to keep going here. Duncan Robinson, 28%, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, -5 on the floor. Okay. Kyle Lowry, 4 points, real kind of bad game, 20% on 2 shots, 0 of 4 from the 3, but the 6 rebounds, the 5 assists, spreading the floor around, the plus 11 on the floor, the good defense that we know Kyle Lowry's all about. So, I mean, I really like this starting lineup besides Duncan Robinson. Other than that, we love it. But then this bench, folks, Tyler Hero, 26 points, and we're getting the bubble Tyler Hero. We're not getting last season's Tyler Hero, which is great. He's a plus 20 on the floor, 31 minutes, 4 of 6 from 3, 69% on 13 shots, 26 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. I would put Tyler Hero in the starting lineup and have Duncan Robinson run the second unit, but that's just what our thinking is, but we'll see what happens. And then Markieff Morrison, 19 minutes, 8 points, 3 rebounds, a plus 10 on the floor. Give this team some gosh dang credit, folks. Love what this Heat team is all about. All right, now let's talk about this Hornets team. Still a solid team here. Just unfortunate, you're facing a really great team, and maybe they're just not ready for that quite yet. They were decently in the game, started to kind of get blown out. They made it close in the third quarter, heading into the fourth quarter, but then the Heat closed out fantastically. Gordon Hayward, 23 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. LaMelo Ball, only 6 points, shot real bad, 0 of 5 from 3, 14% on 14 shots. He had 6 assists. Kelly Oubre Jr., 17 points, a solid game from him. Mason Plumlee kind of getting wrecked down low. Obviously, 1 point, 5 rebounds. He only played 18 minutes, but he was a -13 on the floor. And then Miles Bridges, 22 points and 8 rebounds. Off the bench, we got some solid production. Cody Martin, 15 points. PJ Washington, 9 points, 5 rebounds. So some solid production there. Just overall not enough to get it done here against this real great shining team that is the Miami Heat. They get the win 114-199. Alrighty, then we get this game up here. Kings at the Pelicans. Still no Zion Williamson for the Pelicans, obviously. So they're all just trying to do their damnedest to try and get wins and stay competitive for when Zion comes back, hopefully soon, so they can, start winning some games and being competitive and trying to kind of make that playoff push. But let's start here with the Kings since they got the win here. De'Aaron Fox, 23 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. Riqon Holmes down low, 21 points, 6 rebounds. Always solid here. He was a plus 10 on the floor, the best on the floor. Harrison Barnes, 18 points, 12 rebounds. Maurice Harkless, no points on 2 shots. Just kind of being the nice defender that we kind of know he can be. And then Tyrese Halliburton, 17 points, 8 assists. So overall, the starting lineup really got it done. And then Buddy Hield still playing off the bench here because they're looking to trade him, but he's still playing 29 minutes, a game out here. So we'll see what happens with Buddy Hield and how long it takes for them to, truly trade him away. We know he's in trade talks. Everybody's saying he's not going to be on this Kings team for this entire year, but his trade value still going to go up here. I mean, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 of 7 from 3. This is what we know Buddy Hield is, a +4 on the floor in 29 minutes. Real solid work by him. I would like to see this Kings team keep Buddy Hield because he's a real solid, positive piece to this team. I don't want to see Buddy Hield on this team because overall, this team isn't that great and they're not championship contenders. And I think Buddy Hield can be a perfect fit for a championship contender team. So we still have Buddy Hield on the Kings. No trade quite yet. And then Davion Mitchell, obviously the rookie here, not living up to the Mitchell name, Donovan Mitchell, all that. But, he's getting there. 29 minutes. Like we said, he's still a rookie, 5 games in, still struggling a little bit. 8 points on 33% shooting in 29 minutes. Only 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. So nothing truly great by this man. And, just kind of using him as kind of the second squad unit leader since they have De'Aaron Fox as well. So we'll see what this Kings team can kind of do moving forward and what they do with Buddy Hield. But so far, he's still on the squad and doing really gosh dang good. All right, and then this Pelicans team, Brandon Ingram, 22 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. Jonas Valanciunas, 24 points, 13 rebounds. I mean, this is going to be a really solid team when kind of Zion gets back. Brandon Ingram can go back to the 3, Zion at the 4, Valanciunas at the 5. I mean, that's going to be a nice little squad up there with Devontae Graham being the point guard, real solid, 16 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Going to have the best efficient night, 4 of 11 from 3 and 25% on 16 shots. Nickeil Alexander-Walker could also, be a little bit better this game as well. 11 points, but not efficient. 1 of 7 from 3, 31% on 16 shots, and he was a minus 12 on the floor. But overall, they need to get Zion back. And then Jackson Hayes, we can see a lot of potential in this man. Great athletic talent. Still not truly finding in at how to fit in on this Pelicans team. Truly unfortunate. 9 points. Yeah, he had 9 points and 6 rebounds, but a minus 8 on the floor. Not really that efficient in only 14 minutes. 37% on 8 shots, 0 of 2 from the 3. So Pelicans lose another game, waiting for their savior, Zion, to get back. Then we get the Mavericks at the Nuggets, an absolute blowout here for the Nuggets, 106-75, 106-75. Yes, a 31-point win here for this Nuggets team. Mavericks still without Porzingis, so yeah, this is how it's going to go. Luka Doncic is obviously the best player on this team. He was the only player in kind of double-digit points besides Trey Burke, who only played 15 minutes off the bench. But Luka Doncic, 16 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 steals. Just nothing else good on this team. Tim Hardaway Jr. really struggling so far early on in the season when he was really solid all last season. So Tim Hardaway Jr. back in the starting lineup here, 3 points on 1 of 7 from the field. Dwight Powell down low, 8 points, 2 rebounds. Dorian Finney-Smith, 2 points on 7 shots. Reggie Bullock, 5 points on 6 shots. So absolute blowout here for this Mavericks team. And how about this? Boban Marjanovic only played 3 minutes in a game that you are getting that ass beat, and another game where Kristaps Porzingis is not playing. What are we doing? Can we get Boban, please, on the floor? Get this man acclimated. He can be such a great piece to this team. Even coming off the bench, give him 15, 20 minutes. He doesn't need to be the starter. I would like them to see maybe try to get to that starting role, but there's no reason not to play Boban, especially when you're getting that ass beat literally kind of night in and night out. This team is not great, without Kristaps Porzingis. They're not the greatest with them either. So the fact that Boban Marjanovic only had 3 minutes, that Josh Green is getting 16, that Trey Burke is getting 15, that Moses Brown is getting 8, that Eugene Omoruyo is getting 8 minutes as well. Why are we not playing Boban? What are we doing out there? Get the big man out there. Let the man star for an entire game. Once again, like we say, this is the early part of the NBA season. There's so much time in the NBA season, so many games that you can use the first couple of weeks, I would say maybe even the first month and a half, to really see what you have in real game settings. And we all know that kind of depth is the thing that wins in this league. Going back to last season with the Nets and the Bucks series, the Nets having some injuries, the Bucks were really kind of good, just kind of health wise last year, and that's kind of why the Bucks won overall, because they had the healthiest team. So getting these kind of bench players, role players acclimated more through the early part of the season can help you in the back end in the playoffs here. So Boban still only getting 3 minutes in an absolute blowout loss. I just don't get it. And then the Nuggets blowing out this Mavericks team. Everybody was kind of on par here. Really great scoring production by everybody. Just looking at these minutes totals, everybody's kind of on the bench getting some good minutes here because it was a blowout here. So really just a team win. Nobody to really shout out too great. Michael Porter Jr., 12 points. Aaron Gordon, 13 points. Jokic, 11 points, 16 rebounds. So everybody was getting it done here. Just a blowout because the Mavericks are not that great overall. Struggling to score the ball this season. Then we get the Clippers at the Blazers, and this Clippers team, once again, nothing really great. Not having Kawhi, that's the biggest thing about this team because, Paul George is great, and he's truly carrying this team. He is kind of the number one and number two and number three option on this team, and he is stepping up into that role here. I mean, this is the starting lineup. Reggie Jackson at the 1, Eric Bledsoe at the 2, Paul George at the 3, Nicholas Batum at the 4, and Zubac at the 5. I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, just look at the point totals here. Paul George goes for 42 points and 8 rebounds. Fantastic on efficient as heck. 6 of 9 from 3, 62% on 24 shots. Absolutely fantastic. But then we get Eric Bledsoe with 3 points on 6 shots. Zubac, 3 points on 5 shots. Batum, 2 points on 6 shots. Reggie Jackson, 8 points on 12 shots. This is not a scorable offense right there, and they are truly missing Kawhi Leonard, who will not be here for really the entire season. If he comes back, it will probably be in the playoffs, but I don't even think a team like this can make the playoffs as like an 8th seed, and it's not because of Paul George. Like we said, he's trying his damnedest out here, but everything else on this team is not good here. Nobody truly getting it done, so this Clippers team still struggling. They need Kawhi back. They need him back. They're not getting him back. Blazers with a nice win here. Damian Lillard, 25 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. CJ McCollum, 14 points. Nurkic, 14 points, 17 rebounds. And then Norman Powell, 12 points, 3 rebounds, and a plus 27 on the floor in 23 minutes. So give the man credit. Anything good off here for the bench? Cody Zeller with 9.7 rebounds. We had Larry Nance Jr. with 3 points and 10 rebounds, and Nasir Little, 8 points, 8 rebounds in 24 minutes. So just overall, this Clippers team, I give credit for Paul George, but no one superstar would be able to kind of lead this Clippers team, not like even LeBron James. I don't even think LeBron James, and we all know how great LeBron James is. I don't know if LeBron James, you swap Paul George for LeBron James on this team, and I don't even think LeBron James is carrying this Clippers team to really anything meaningful here. So Paul George is trying his damnedest. Unfortunately, it's just not enough. And then the last game of the night here, the Cavs at the Lakers. A nice win here for the Lakers, winning 113-101 over the Cavs. LeBron James, 26 points, led the team in scoring. 8 assists, 3 steals, 3 rebounds. Fantastic there. Anthony Davis down low, 15 points, 9 rebounds. DeAndre Jordan in the starting lineup again here, 4 points, 7 rebounds. Russell Westbrook, a real solid game here. 19 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds, and only 4 turnovers on 61% from 61% from the field on 13 shots. We'll take all of that here. So a real solid performance. They got it done in the fourth quarter. Everybody stick together. Carmelo Anthony had a really great fourth quarter, hitting like 3 threes, and really kind of the first one when they were kind of only up like 2 points, he hits a 3, and they are able to kind of retake a big lead because of that. So Carmelo Anthony, we've seen glimpses of greatness by this man for the last 2 seasons here off the bench for the Blazers, and now he's coming here for this Lakers team and doing real solid as well. So very well done. Carmelo Anthony off the bench, 24 points, 5 rebounds, a plus 10 on the floor in only 24 minutes. Malik Monk didn't take any shots, only 5 minutes off the bench, but we know we can kind of be great. Was that really it? That was really it for the bench. So a solid night by the superstars of the Lakers, LeBron, Davis, Westbrook, Anthony, all getting it done, and they are able to beat this Cavs team. Jared Allen down low, 6 points, 9 rebounds, trying his damnedest, going against the big beef that there is down low with this Lakers team. Darius Garland, 18 points, 11 assists, real solid outing by him. Colin Sexton, little lackluster, 9 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and he was a minus 19 on the floor on 22% shooting, so a little lackluster there. And we know we need their big 3 of Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, and Jared Allen to kind of be on the point all game long. Unfortunately, they were. But let's shout out Evan Mobley right here, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. What a night by the rookie out there. And then Lauri Markkanen, the rookie. Evan Mobley led the team in scoring, by the way. And then Lauri Markkanen, 17 points and 3 rebounds. So Lakers get the nice win here. Carmelo Anthony being a nice kind of role bench player. I don't even know. That's a little disrespectful. I won't call him a role player. A nice bench player for this Lakers team. And they're able to get the 12-point win. Alrighty, that was the NBA from last night. What do we got on deck for today? Anything great to kind of look forward to? We got Celtics, Wizards. I don't know about this Celtics team. Magic, Pistons, Knicks, Pelicans. We'll see if the Knicks can stay on track there. Should be an easy win against the Pelicans. Raptors, Pacers. We don't care. It's the Pacers. Hawks, 76ers should be a real good game right there. That's going to be the one to watch here on NBA TV, 7:30. We get Jazz, Bulls. Ooh, a great game as well. That's going to be a great one. Heat, Grizzlies. All right, this is going to be a good matchup as well. John Morant versus Jimmy Butler and crew. Okay, we got some games on tonight, folks. Spurs, Bucks, Thunder, Warriors, Nuggets, Timberwolves. That's going to be a good one as well. Cavs, Suns. There's a lot of great games on this tonight, folks. And the Suns are 1-3, so they gotta win this game. So that is our NBA 10, folks. We'll be back tomorrow for our next NBA 10, breaking down the NBA in 10 minutes. We went 27 minutes today. Classic us. All right.